So who will be my transfers of the year for 2025? I've got a long list, so I'll try and go in as much of an alternate men's and women's as I can, and then I'll give my view on who I think is going to be the best for the men and who I think is going to be the best for the women. Starting off with a sort of controversial one and a strange one at that. Tom Pidcock to Q36.5. When this rumor came out, I didn't believe a word it said. I'll be honest, and I even said that they were, the guys that were leaking it were just trying to get drum up support for their page. How wrong was I, eh? Clearly, there's been issues with Tom wanting more than he bargained for at Ineos or more than they were willing to offer. I think the biggest thing is probably that they wanted to stop him doing mountain biking, and he didn't want to stop doing mountain biking. Um, and that ultimately led to oh crap, I need to leave, and they need to get rid of him. What do I expect from him in 25? I'd I'd like to see, and I'd like to think he's going to start to show what his talent is more consistent. He's going back to the classics, which I think is probably a good move. His brain doesn't suit GC racing. um, he'll want to be up there in Strada. He'll want to be up there in San Remo again, and the Ardennes. I'm not sure whether he's doing Flanders. I would assume he will, because Q36 will want him there, because otherwise they ain't got hope in doing anything. Hopefully, we will start to see the Tom we were hoping to see. Tudor Pro Cycling, or however whichever sponsor they go by, Red Bull now as well, actually have two fantastic signings. They are pretty much with this guaranteed entry to the tour. Mark Hirschi and Julian Alaphilippe. They are very similar riders to Pidcock, and arguably, if you're an organizer, you might even look at them and think there's two of them that can win. Q36 have one. Um, I expect a lot of wins, particularly from Hirschi. He had that fantastic late season form, and I expect him to carry that over with Tudor next year. And he's got a fantastic leader and mentor in Julian Alaphilippe, and someone that can still pick up good results on his day. Over to the women's for a couple now, and Juliette Labouche has decided to leave DSM and join FDJ. Um, going to be a fantastic rider to have for Demi Vollering. With her and Avita Music, Vollering's going to be loving life. Um, and she should get opportunities herself. I'd imagine she'll get an opportunity at the Giro, um, and maybe something like Romandy or Switzerland or Burgos. But at the tour where she will be, it's all for Demi Vollering. SD Works have left, had someone else leave as well. Niamh Fisher Black has gone to Lidl in what can be described as an insane transfer window for Lidl. They've signed so many star riders. Fisher Black was Vollering's final, and you can make an argument to say that she was Vollering's only helper at the 2024 Tour de France. I think she'll get some leadership opportunities, especially with Longo Borghini leaving and Raelini not being able to time trial and not being able to ride in crosswinds. So expect to see her up there in UAE, and probably the Giro and maybe even the Tour as well. Back over to the men's, and I think Giulio Pellizzari to Bora is going to have a fantastic year. We saw glimpses of his abilities on particularly the Monte Grappa stage, where I think the world was begging Pogacar not to catch him. At Bora, I think he's going to be a man transformed. He's doing Romandy, and I've already said yes in the other video that I think he's going to win Romandy. And his Grand Tour this year is going to be the Vuelta. I could easily see him top tenning or winning 2-3 stages in the King of the Mountains jersey there. Back over to the women, and the FDJ may have signed a lot of strong riders. They've also lost one. Cecily Uttrup Ludwig, the personality of women's racing, has left to join a very strong Canyon side in the hope of winning races and hopefully helping Nydia Doma retain the Tour de France title. She's a larger than life character. We all love her to bits. Those interviews of her making brilliant funny noises, and yeah, she's great. I really hope this year she kicks on and can win more races though. Yeah, she's built for the Ardennes. She's built for the Giro. Let's go and do well there, and then head to support Nydia Doma at the Tour. Lenny Martinez is an interesting one. It's a strange one, similar to Tom Pidcock, in the sense that he's left a team where he was getting plenty of freedom to go to Bahrain, where sure he'll get freedom, but will it be better freedom? Who knows? That's what remains to be seen. Bahrain will provide. He'll probably go to the Giro and he'll go for stage wins. I don't expect him to go for GC. I expect him to go for stage wins, build that Grand Tour confidence before hopefully going and trying to win the Giro or the Vuelta or something. The controversial transfer of this winter, though, has got to be not Tom Pidcock, but Maxime Van Hills. He has left Lotto after signing a contract extension 6 months ago, and he's gone to Bora. Given that Bora kicked up a fuss when Urchabrooks left to go to Visma last winter, it's very interesting to see them on this side of the coin this time. He had a very good spring. He was very good in Strada Bianchi. He was decent all the way through. He wanted that contract extension with Lotto to provide a bit of job security, but he's now screwed them over late by announcing that he wants to leave and go to Bora. He's going to be under a lot of pressure to deliver big results in Strada and the Ardennes. Can he do it? And finally, we'll finish with Demi Vollering. Could not leave her out of this at all. Last year at SD Works, it was clear that Anna van der Breggen was coming back early. So they wanted to either tie Kopecky or tie Vollering down to a longer deal. And they decided to announce before Vollering had said yes or no that they're not going to extend Vollering's contract. And what followed that was a strange season for Demi. She didn't have the team support at all. In fact, Evita Music was her best domestique at La Vuelta, and when she crashed in yellow at the Tour as defending champion, only Misha Bredewald went back to help her. Whereas Luana Wiebes, Blanca Vash, they went off to try and win the stage. I mean, they did win, but yellow should have been the priority, and they could have sent one of the two of them back. And even on the Alpe d'Huez stage, where they did help her, she was on her own with too far to go. Niamh Fisher Black couldn't catch up on the descent and whatever, but that was Vollering's super day. What she has at FDJ, though, I'd imagine, is full control. She doesn't have a Kopecky. She doesn't have a Van der Breggen. And she's got Evita Music, Juliette Labouche, and a few others that will be all at the services to her when she will know when she's at the race, she is the leader and they are riding for her unless she says otherwise. And that is what I can't wait for. I can't wait to watch, hopefully, well, as I said in my predictions, Demi destroy SD Works. It's going to be great. Transfers of the season. If I had to predict, Pellizzari for the men, and as a domestique, it'd be easy for me to say Vollering, but as a domestique, I'm going to say Labouche to FDJ. Let me know who you think down below in the comments. The rides of the year, Neo Pros of the year, and what your predictions for the Grand Tours as well. And join me for hopefully more content and a great 2025.